I feel like this game is such a weird concept. An alien going around probing people? I mean, maybe it's not that weird right now, but still. Now, I'd rather not be probed. I ain't like that, okay? So I'm thinking, in some sort of reverse psychology, I'm gonna probe people in the game. So, this is Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. This is the remaster which went from this to this. A decent upgrade if you ask me. Now, let's probe some ass and steal some brain. The story is so short, it is described with 2 sentences on Wiki. So I guess I'll try to expand this ever so big description. Crypto is an alien from outer space called Cryptosporidium, or that's what he is called. His mothership is blown up by the KGB, and so he's going on the revenge act of killing every single one of them. Getting his weapons back, his tools, and his spaceship will be quite a dangerous journey. So we embark on a journey to kill all the KGB. This leads us to different areas and different locations, from Russia to Japan. Crypto takes ass and kicks names. Through the different locations you encounter, you will fight new enemy types, fall in love, and get new weapons to probe, electrocute, and burn enemies and KGB alike. There were many moments in this game that were fun and entertaining, like the giant Godzilla woman
What the hell is even that?
rampaging through town, or the slightly racist black and white ninja fights. Though some moments tend to lower those feelings of joy, like the tedious fetch quests that are littered throughout the map, or terrible boss fights. Not to mention the dialogue that only really hits like 20% of the time.
So you'd think, but what sort of operation uses 7 tons of fissile uranium, 340 liters of human blood, and 92 cases of spam?
You've obviously never been to the Pentagon Christmas party.
While the main premise of this game involves killing everyone with special weapons, from probing to brain pulling, it's all here. Though you unlock new weapons from Arkvoodle, the god in this stone, and the god of PP. I don't want to explain that one, and I feel like that's a lot to explain, so I won't go there. The best of this selection was a meteor. It's honestly super fun to use. Otherwise, the zap was like killing mosquitoes on a hot summer day in Tampa. I live in Canada.
Take a look at these diamonds from It's a Life of Squinting, can't just stare. With base through thick and thin, she's already thick, so we're halfway there. Brown and...
But there are terrible ammo rules that make the killing spree just not as fun as it should be. Looking at all the adverts and everything, this game should have been a free destroy everything in a sandbox game. But there's countless restrictions, including the ammo. Most weapons have limited ammo that you can only have so much fun before you have to spend a few minutes getting more, which kind of ruins the entire flow. Eliminating people around you doesn't feel that good either. All that happens is it takes a few seconds to zap, and it takes so many hits to kill with the fire weapon. If I were to change something, it would be the damage. The zap should just kill. The fire should be quick. The problem is it makes Crypto feel weaker. It feels like you're really not doing anything. You're not that powerful. Though the only trouble I had with the difficulty was the saucer, with its limited weapons and health. I got destroyed multiple times, and yeah, it was a skill issue, but I got better. Though that wasn't a skill issue, was the last mission. From terrible enemy types and awful boss fights, this game had me in tears. I almost quit the game before finishing it. But I spent some hours and then I came back and let me break it down. These aliens are this ancient enemies of a race, and so the last mission is us fighting these things. Oh, and I don't mention that the Soviet leader is an alien, but that's what this awful fight is for. Basically, this guy has infinite regenerating health, things don't do damage, you have limited ammo, and he has so many moves. Anyways, I had to spend so many minutes just going in circles, shooting. I got one word. Boring. 2 more words. Fuck you. So, just to clear things up for the last section, this game was pretty fun, even though the terrible ammo and weapons, and the terrible dialogue. Even though the weapons don't do much, I enjoyed destroying the worlds is always a pleasure. The main story is nothing special though, and from a game in 2006, I kind of expected this to be honest. And the game was sort of interesting, it's just bland. There's really nothing here to come back to, and having to deal with the terrible jokes and accents of these goofs, it's just not worth it. Either way, it's a game that was entertaining, and you should definitely check it out. I had a pretty good time playing the game. You basically follow a huge story, and while it wasn't that interesting, I did find some of the fights to be quite funny. Though, like I said, the weapons having ammo types just kind of meant that whatever you were doing, whether it be fetch quest, killing a boss, or doing anything remotely fun, you were just hindered by the fact that you could only use really one weapon without the other ones just running out. And it didn't feel like each one was special, and each one killed one in different ways. It just kind of felt that each weapon was just a different way of doing the same task. Right? It didn't feel like one weapon would kill some people more, like the dislocator. It doesn't do anything, it just bounces around and does some damage. If it actually maybe got more people, it'd be actually worth using. But there's nothing worth. The upgrade systems were pretty good. You were able to get a lot of upgrades and change a lot of things, but overall I didn't care enough because by the time I finished the game, I was nowhere near finishing all the upgrades, so I just upgraded one thing and then moved on. Getting all the collectibles isn't worth it because it takes so long to move around. There's a spaceship in the game that you can fly around, but you need to land in specific spaceship areas to land, so you can't do anything. You can get in a spaceship and have some, I guess, fun blowing up some people, but then you can't really travel because you gotta find another one. And you can't have that without talking to the ancient Arfuel statue. So it made traversing just stupid, so I dumped all my points into traversing. There's also, like, the really cool stuff was locked behind walls of quests that I don't even know where to go for. Overall, the game wasn't that special, and while I had an interesting time, I'm not coming back. Maybe for the first game. But as for an actual rating on this fun but bland game, I'm going to give it an average score, which apparently everyone else gave it, a 72 out of 100.
I was never book smart, I'm money smart, make me more intelligent. Call me Mr. Rock Festival, I got hella bands, shawty Q and sucker to her, get a friend. I was never book smart, I'm money smart, make me more intelligent. Call me Mr. Rock Festival, I got hella bands, shawty Q and sucker to her, get a friend.